Hey, everybody. Oh, man, we got a whole chat full of dudes tonight. You guys sure you're in the right stream here, fellas? Um, this is hilarious. We gotta have some chicks in here. Not that I'm not glad to see all you guys. There's Blissful. Um, we got hey, Williams. You say finally catching one of these live, and it's the hot dude one. Yeah, sorry about that. X-Ray says, "Oh man, Steve's gonna be upset at this one." Well, not actually. X-Ray, he he knew about this one yesterday, even I think, and he didn't say anything. He doesn't care. Um, let's see. Ooh, the chat's blowing up tonight, isn't it? Uh, TJ, you said that weird wink in your thumbnail for the stream is disturbing. Maybe I have to leave off the winking picture of me now. Hey, Blissful. Welcome, Chris. X-Ray says, yeah, man, Dana is winking because she's going to discuss which guys give her the vapors. Now, yeah, I mean, you guys may, roll your eyes and all that stuff, or moan and groan. Even some of you gals might at some of these that I am going to be picking. Um, I know one in particular. There's probably going to be some guys that say, "What in the hell? Why is she talking about this person?" And I will explain, but I will explain. Um, hey, Texas. Well, still got these little spiders dropping out here. I don't know. I thought I had nixed them, but still seeing them. And no, I ain't been doing any gummy, so that's not that's not causing me to see spiders. Thank goodness. Thank goodness they're not larger spiders. Oh, what in the world? Oh, there. Well, it's still sticking out there like crazy. The hat's probably gonna come off anyway at some point in time. But I got this cowlick that will not lay down there. That's just crazy. Anyway, X-Ray, you say, yeah, I think I'm going to bow out for this one and watch a shitty 70s kung fu flick and say, "Aw, X-Ray. All right." Uh, hey, Coco. No, Tony Moran is not on this list, X-Ray. I promise you, Tony Moran is not going to be anywhere near any of the lists that I have. All righty. So I just wanted to go to the chat. The chat was like really blowing up there for a little bit. So again, I'm going to do my obligatory going through the upcoming watch alongs. Well, that's my list of hot guys there. So let's put that over there. Um, so this Saturday, we've got Just Before Dawn, followed on Sunday with Caddyshack. July 1st will be the original Town the Dreaded Sundown. I think Steve's going to join me on that one unless he changes his mind or something better comes up for him to watch or do or whatever, other than doing this watch along with me. July 2nd will be Slumber Party Massacre 2, suggested by TJ. Thank you, TJ, again for that. July 8th is Superstition. This is a little known or little talked about, I should say, horror film. July 9th will be Summer School. July 15th will be the original Scream from the 90s. July 16th will be Sleepaway Camp. July 22nd, Jaws 2. July 23rd, another John Cusack movie, Say Anything. July 29th, Sleepaway Camp 2. And July 30th, Sleepaway Camp 3. We move into August, and this is going to be my first ever two-part watch-along, and it's for Stephen King's Salem's Lot. Part 1 will be on August 5th, followed on August 6th with Part 2. August 12th, Terror on Tour. You guys can really look forward to that one. Followed on August 13th by Almost Famous. So you've got Terror on Tour, which a lot of people hate, followed by a music movie that a lot of people champion. August 19th, these are some additional ones that I've added to round out the month of August. August 19th will be Stephen King's Pet Sematary. That is the original and not the remake. August 20th will be Fast Times at Ridgemont High. August 26th will be the original Carrie, directed by Brian De Palma. And August 27th will be Mystic Pizza. A lot of you may not have heard of that one, but that one should be another fun one. All right. So, let me read a few more of these chat messages off here. TJ, actually, I don't have any dudes from Evil Laugh on this one. And yes, Williams, this will be a mixture of both survivors and villains. Chris says, LOL, the horror icon's getting Dana thirsty. X-Ray say, top 5 guys Dana gets hot and steamy over. Tony Moran, Clint Howard, Robert Zadar, Michael Berryman, and Joseph Fennell. X-Ray, you say, on the real now, we all know it's going to be a tie between Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi. Actually, I will, spoiler, Bruce Campbell is on this list. And I may have an honorable mention for Ted, because I'm not planning on this being the only list of 20 hottest men in horror. I'm planning on, having a second, maybe third one of these. These were just 20 that I picked just right off the bat to kick this off. So even though I don't have Ted Raimi on this list, we certainly could mention him as an honorable mention tonight, since you brought him up, X-Ray. Or I could wait later on, because these some of these were actually taken from lists that other people had created, and I just marked down the ones that I agreed with. There were some that I was like, no, that I didn't agree with, or the guys didn't really do it for me that they were mentioning. But the ones that did, I definitely wrote those down. So probably, when I do a second one of these, I'm going to be getting more into people like Ted Raimi, Don Scardino, people like that. Because I think that'll be a little bit fun to pick, like, super personal favorites that I would just come off the top of my head without looking at a list per se. Chris, you say Spinell is a legend, maniac, icon, horror character. He is that, Chris. Oh, yeah, definitely, X-Ray. I got multiple lists all over the place. Williams, you say Pumpkinhead #1 for sure. Mayor says, I'm calling it right now. Crispin Glover and his amazing dances, #1. Well, I wish I could say that, Mayor, but no. But there is somebody from part 4, the final chapter, in here. Okay, so, I've got the link in the chat. I don't know if any of you dudes will want to come in here tonight. to talk hot guys and horror films with me. But you're welcome to at any point in time in this stream. I may have to go back. Forgot to grab something I was going to show on the Daily Grindhouse. So I may have to step back there in a minute and do that. And also, if I seem a little here, there, and everywhere, it's because I got super sleepy a little bit earlier, about 6 o'clock. I went back there in the living room, hence something that I was going to show on the Daily Grindhouse is still back there because I was trying to watch it and falling asleep and failing miserably at watching that movie. But I do want to show it. I just got it in today. And so if anybody needs me to add the link to join me live on the stream, let's, maybe if Kelly comes in here at some point in time, she'll come on the stream with me. I mean, it could be some of you guys, if you want to come in here and razz me about some of my picks, that will be perfectly fine. I would enjoy it, actually. That's right, X-Ray. If old Curly was here, he'd probably stream his top 10 with you. Haha. So, without going much further in this before I get to the Daily Grindhouse, let me go back and grab what I was going to show on here, and I forgot. And then I will come back and read some more of y'all's comments. We'll get to the Daily Grindhouse, and then we'll get to this list, okay? So I am going to take myself out of the stream temporarily. I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back now. Oh, Mayor, you say I watched that documentary on the guy from Friday Part 2, dying of AIDS. So sad. Yes, it is very sad. Um, especially towards the end part when it really gets into how seriously ill Tom McBride really was at that time. Texas, you say I didn't know about that, Mayor. That is sad. Definitely sad. So, I'm going to go ahead and kick this intro off to the Daily Grindhouse. We're going to go over a couple of things, or I'm going to announce one thing, show you guys something. Then we're going to get into this list. So here we go. Alrighty. Yes, Mayor, you are exactly right on the title of that documentary. Life and Death on the A-List. That is the exact title of it. And it is on YouTube right now. I don't know how long it will be on there. It wasn't on there for a long, long time, and then it showed up on there. So, um, anyway, the announcement I wanted to make, in case any of you have not noticed, some new little jobbies around my videos or around the chat. I have now just become a member of the YouTube Partner Program. So I am now monetized. So I'm not saying, oh, you faithful, send me your money. I'm just, announcing it. I'm proud of the accomplishment on my part. Some people that had to make it to 1,000 subscribers before getting things like super chats, super thanks, super stickers, stuff like that, might be a little PO'd. I haven't heard anything yet. And maybe they won't be. But I had this in the back of my mind that maybe I shouldn't toot my own horn too much, because there may be some people that are kind of bitter about this because they think, oh, gee, I had to work my ass off and get 1,000 subscribers or more. And now these, as Wes and Aaron would say, these jabronis are coming in here and all they got to have is 500 subscribers and, so many hours of watch time. So if anybody is upset over that or a little perturbed, I totally understand that. However, I, for one, think that people that get up to 500 subscribers have made an accomplishment. And I think they should be rewarded in some way. But that's all I'm going to say, about the logistics behind it. But I did want to announce it. If you want to show a little bit of thanks with a super chat or a super thanks, a super sticker, I'm not really sure how the super stickers work. I have them turned on. I have the super thanks, super chat, super stickers all turned on. And so I know if you click on them, see, like my older videos that are no longer live, you can send a super thanks on those. If you watch it on the replay and you say, oh, yeah, this is a really cool video, I want to send a couple of bucks or something like that, then you can do so. You don't have to. It's just something that you can do. Also, when we're having the lives, you can actually send the super chats. As I'm sure many of you that have been in like the Dead Pit streams or other people that are currently part of the YouTube Partner Program that are monetized, you have seen how those things work. Mary say, oh yeah, I see the dollar symbol now. I was not expecting this to get done this quickly because they say it usually takes a month for them to review your channel and all that and make sure it, is within all their guidelines and all that jazz. So I was really shocked this afternoon when I got an email from YouTube saying, congratulations, you're a member of the YouTube Partner Program. I was like, woo, I have finally arrived, I guess, in one sense of the word. So, enough about that. I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you hadn't already noticed. So, the thing that I got in today that I wanted to show is the Manchurian Candidate. This is the original Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra, Lawrence Harvey, and Janet Leigh. Also co-starring Angela Lansbury. I believe this was from 1962. It is a black and white film. I love great black and white films like The Manchurian Candidate, Psycho, Night of the Hunter was another one I got in recently. And if you are at all interested in mind control experiments or any of that, all that hoopla, the MK Ultra type of stuff, then I think you will really enjoy The Manchurian Candidate. Um, it is a really good movie, and I hated it that I kept falling asleep during it earlier, but I guess I needed the nap because I'm feeling a little better now that I'm on the stream. So this is a Kino Lorber release. You can see the KL there on the side. Um, and yeah, I mean the movie looks awesome. Of course, as many black and white movies do look awesome, either on Blu-ray and 4K as well. And of course, I love the movie. So if you have never heard of The Manchurian Candidate, don't know what it's about, it is not a horror film. Um, this is a shocking, daring, thrilling, and mesmerizing film. It's a mind blower. This is taken from the back of the movie. Directed by the legendary John Frankenheimer, who also did 7 Days in May, The Train, Seconds, and Ronin. And featuring an all-star cast including Angela Lansbury in an Oscar-nominated performance. This eerily present masterpiece may be the most sophisticated political satire ever made. And Pauline Kael said that, by the way. When a platoon of Korean War GIs is captured, they somehow end up at a ladies' garden club party. Or do they? Major Bennett Marco, Frank Sinatra, can't remember. As he searches for the answer, he discovers threads of a diabolical plot orchestrated by the utterly ruthless Mrs. Islin, played by Angela Lansbury, and involving her war hero son, Lawrence Harvey, her senator husband, James Gregory, and a secret cabal of enemy leaders, Janet Leigh, Touch of Evil, and Henry Silva, Code of Silence, also play pivotal parts in one of the best and brightest of modern American films. And Roger Ebert said that, by the way. Okay. So, again, if anybody wants to join me at any point in time in this, as I go through this list, this is not going to be really detailed. I will be honest. Um, and and I haven't been feeling all that great and have been wiped out, but I had planned this in advance, and I thought if I feel really bad, I'll reschedule it. But after my nap, I'm feeling, slightly better, and I think I can get through this list and a little bit of discussion um, on these different men in horror films. Mary say, I'll have to look for it when Kino Lorber has another sale. And yes, black and white do look great in 4K. I've got the Universal Monsters and Psycho on 4K. Completely agree with you on that. I think Steve has the Universal Monsters. All right, so let's get started. And I don't have a physical copy visual for one film on here that one of the hot guys is in. I do apologize for that, but the rest of them I was able to pull uh, physical copies on my shelf. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's got a class tonight, or maybe she's doing a show with Rob, or I'm not really sure, Blissful. But yes, ma'am, we are outnumbered tonight. I was not expecting this many guys in here. I was actually not expecting many people at all, actually. So I was really surprised. So the first person I want to talk about is Kevin Bacon. And the movie that was listed on the list, or a couple of lists actually that I was looking at, was Flatliners. But as we all know, Kevin Bacon was also in Friday the 13th, and he didn't look too bad in Friday the 13th. But maybe they were talking about more, 80s, later 80s anyway, Kevin Bacon. Um, so, or maybe possibly early 90s. I don't know. I might be a little bit off on that. But anyway, this is the 4K of Flatliners, by the way. It's a Arrow release. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it just yet, but I am eagerly looking forward to it. Now, Kevin Bacon wasn't just in horror movies either. He was, of course, in Footloose, and he, to me, he looked pretty sexy on Footloose as well. He's been in Animal House, um, just a ton of stuff, back then and more currently. He was also in another horror film that I liked really, really well from several years ago, uh, Star of Echoes. That is an awesome movie, and anytime Kevin Bacon goes shirtless, I'm just gonna say it. Um, that he's definitely, in my opinion, easy on the eyes, which is a term I've heard a lot about guys that women find very attractive or hot. Thank you, Blissful. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Which one did you love, Blissful? Did you love Flatliners or Footloose or Animal House, Friday 13th, any and all of the above? Hey, Pam Springsteen. Oh my, Kevin Bacon makes me want to cut loose, foot loose. Exactly. That's exactly the way it makes me feel. So, um, yes, oh yes, Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill says, Lord." Whistle says Star of Echoes. Yes, that is an amazing film. And yes, Uncle Bill, here we go. Um, no, I'm not going to be talking about wieners on here. I'm just basically talking about the guy in question. Okay. So, you want to come on here with me tonight, Uncle Bill, and help me talk about these hot dudes? You probably don't, but thought I'd ask anyway. So, the next one, and here's one that's probably going to make a lot of people groan, men and women alike. Okay. And just let me preface this by saying I don't like this guy's look now, but back when he was in this movie that I'm going to show to you guys in just a second, I thought he was pretty damn hot. Okay. And that's Jared Leto in Urban Legend. Okay. Again, I don't like his look now. I don't like that long haired look that he's got going on now. Some of you guys might. Um, but man, when he was in Urban Legend, to me, that was traditional, you know, nice, clean cut hotness from Jared Leto in Urban Legend. I'm not even going to lie. Uncle Bill said, nah, I'm good. You don't even want to come on here and razz me about my picks? I figured you'd like to do that. So, Urban Legend is also one of my favorite, like, post Scream horror film, like teen horror films that came out during that period. So it's a bonus when you got somebody that looks good and is easy on the eyes, like Jared Leto is in it on on this movie. Yes, Uncle Bill, Bruce Campbell is on this list. We're definitely going to get to him. Oh, and by the way, these are not in any particular order, guys. These are just randomly picked, put on my list, and then I'm just talking about them and the way I wrote them down, or in the order I wrote them down. Not This is not like a top 20 in order or a top 10 or anything like that. So, again, in case you're not familiar with urban legend, when New England college student Natalie, played by Alicia Witt, finds herself at the center of a series of sadistic murders seemingly inspired by urban legends, she resolves to find the truth about her school's own legend. A 25-year-old story about a student massacre at the hands of an abnormal psych professor. As the fraternities prepare to celebrate the macabre anniversary. And okay, I have a problem with that. I don't think they really say that it was the abnormal psych professor, because that was Wexler, played by Robert England, and I don't think so, unless I missed something. As the fraternities prepare to celebrate the macabre anniversary, Natalie discovers that she is the focus of the crazed killer's intentions, and the ultimate urban legend, the unfolding story of her own horrific murder. Uncle Bill, you say you just like 10 seconds till Madman Mars. Exactly, Coco. People keep bringing up Bruce. I hear you say Uncle Bill, his chin is. Okay. Um, so again, Jared Leto, urban legend. He plays the fledgling journalist in this. Yeah, I like his look in this one. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I can't lie. Jared Leto and Urban Legend is hot to me. Okay. So the next one might be, I don't know, it might be a stretch for some of you guys, but this guy was pretty young in this movie. And, although some of these guys that I'm going to be talking about tonight are not just drop dead, gorgeous, sexy, you want to go and rip their clothes off kind of sexy, okay? This is a mixture. I mean, some of the guys on the list, yeah, they're like that. But some of the guys are more like, you hear a lot of people talk about a girl next door. Well, some of these guys I'm going to talk about tonight are kind of like guy next door, like the sweet, kind, all of that rolled into one, uh, Prince Charming type of character, that could make you fall in love with them too. It's not a rabbit, oh God, I want to, rip your clothes off and just climb on top of you type of thing. Okay. It's not that. But in this case, of the person I'm going to talk about in this movie, it's more of a boy next door quality. Oh my. I don't know if I'm going to read that one off. I just got monetized, Coco. Don't want them to take away my all my hard work. Uncle Bill, you say, listen, Dane, stop talking about these movies. Start talking about all this delicious man meat. I'm getting to it, Uncle Bill. Now, right now. Alrighty. Oh gosh. I ain't gonna put that one up there. Mayor says, simmer down now, Uncle Bill, simmer down. Are you really all pumped about this? Well, if you're so pumped up about it, why don't you come on here with me? Quit being a wuss and come on here with me. Okay. So the next one I'm going to talk about is Bill Pullman and the Serpent and the Rainbow. And yes, oh yes, he was on some of these lists. Okay. So Bill Pullman, I don't know if you can actually see Bill Pullman there. He's the middle person in there. Um, there's a little bit of a glare on it, but I I just think he plays the most charming type. So there's horrific stuff that happens to him in The Serpent and the Rainbow. There's no doubt about that. But when the horrific stuff's not happening, he seems to be the most charming man ever. And, I could imagine slow dancing with this guy. So, again, not all of these guys are going to be drop dead gorgeous, rip your clothes off type of uh, guys. It's going to be a mixture, okay? Coco says the delicious chocolate treat with cream in the middle of her pizza. I know it. I know it, Coco. So, this is a Wes Craven directed movie, and it's always been one of my favorite Wes Craven movies. It has to do with voodoo, and it's actually maybe a little loosely based on a book by Wade Davis, I believe, who claimed that voodoo is real. I'm not going to say it's not because I haven't had enough experience with voodoo. We need Dirk on here. Perhaps um, he could talk about voodoo and all that stuff. So, yes, this is supposed to be based on the true to life experiences of Wade Davis. Okay, so in case there are those of you out there that don't know the story of Serpent and the Rainbow, let me share a little bit of it with you. So, Wes Craven directs this terrifying story of one man's nightmarish journey into the blood curdling, deadly world of voodoo. A Harvard anthropologist, played by Bill Pullman, is sent to Haiti to retrieve a strange powder that is said to have the power to bring human beings back from the dead. In his quest to find the miracle drug, the cynical scientist enters the rarely seen netherworld of walking zombies, blood rites, and ancient curses. So, you got Bill Pullman and the Serpent and the Rainbow. I like that, Mayor. Coco, you say that movie was so weird to me when I saw it as a kid. I think it was to me too when I was a lot younger. Oh, good Lord. Old men, what the heck? They wasn't old in the times I was talking about them. Oh, Lordy. Hey, Amy, you say I've never heard of this movie? You mean The Serpent and the Rainbow? This is a good one, Amy. It's a real good one to watch. Um, Mary, you say Serpent and the Rainbow is my favorite Wes Craven movie. Blissful says, someone hose you be down. Thank you. Coco, you said that movie was all the rage when it came out in the late 80s. I watched it with my grandma and uncle down in Florida. That is cool, Coco. This is not one that I would, probably none of these I'm going to be talking about tonight would be something that I would have watched with my grandparents or anything. Uncle Bill, you say, I'm tore up like new ground over here, Blissful. Amy, you say, yeah, I never seen or heard of it. Yeah, if you can find it, Amy, I would highly, highly recommend The Serpent and the Rainbow. All right. Moving on. And I don't think a lot of you ladies are going to have any problems with this guy, but George Clooney. George freaking Clooney. Now, George Clooney is one, especially in From Dusk Till Dawn, is somebody, oh my gosh. Yeah. Now, he's sexy, 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 make you sweat, all that stuff, in my opinion. George Clooney is definitely that. And he remains to be like that. He's a lot older now. But not only was he in From Dusk Till Dawn, which is a great vampire film, in my opinion, um, but he was also in Return to Horror High in a small part, right about the same time that he was in Roseanne, um, playing Roseanne's supervisor on the show. Um, so he was hot on that show. He was hot in Return to Horror High. He was hot in this and From Dusk Till Dawn. And damn it, George Clooney's still hot, in my opinion. Amy says, yeah, he is nice. You have issues with George Clooney, Blissful? You'll stay in the corner now? No, I wish you would. I would be happy for you to share any issues you have with George Clooney if you want to share them. Mayor, you say, okay, Scream Factory time to announce a 4K of Serpent and the Rainbow. I'd buy it, Mayor. I definitely would. Uncle Bill, you say George Clooney is hotter than a $2 pistol. Texas, you say, when I met Maureen McCormick, oh, that's cool. You got to meet Maureen McCormick. You told her I loved Return to Horror High, and she just kind of sighed, but she was really nice. It's probably a movie that Maureen McCormick wants to forget. Williams, you said, did Clooney ever touch horror after From Dusk Till Dawn? He was good in From Dusk Till Dawn. That's a good question, Williams, and I'm trying to think. Guys, help me out here. Was George Clooney in anything that could be considered horror after From Dusk Till Dawn? Blissful, you say Brad Pitt and George Clooney are too cream cheese perfect for my taste. Gotcha, Blissful. You like them a little rough around the edges, right? Mary said, I'm patiently waiting for a Dusk Till Dawn 4K. Me too, Mayor. It's supposed to have been coming forever. X-Ray, you say, Dana, what are Steve's top 20 hottest guys in horror? I don't think you would get that list from Steve. You might get top 20 hottest women in horror and exploitation. Maybe y'all should suggest that, to him the next time he does a stream. X-Ray, you say, From Dusk Till Dawn was Clooney's best film and the only thing he was ever cool in. I don't know. I thought he was pretty cool on Roseanne. I thought he was pretty cool on Return to Horror High, albeit a little bit goofy. X-Ray. Uncle Bill says X-Ray would be a bunch of Korean guys no one's ever heard of, probably. Yes, Amy. Burnt Offerings is a very good movie. A slow burn, but a very good movie. X-Ray says Dana is competing with Steve on who can make the horniest live stream. Mayor, you say, I don't remember Clooney in anything in horror after Dusk. See, I'm trying to remember too. Yep, Texas agrees with Amy. Burnt Offerings is a fantastic movie. Okay, so I think everybody knows what From Dusk Till Dawn is about. It's just an amazing vampire film from Robert Rodriguez. Not only is George Clooney in it, but Harvey Keitel, Quentin Tarantino, Salma Hayek, and Juliette Lewis are all in this little gem. So not only can you ogle George Clooney, but you can also see all these other great actors and actresses in this film. Blissful says, Mayor, his rom-coms were pretty frightening. All right. So moving right along, and we're gonna have two hot guys, or hot guys in my opinion, in this next little film. And that is Kiefer Sutherland and Jason Patrick in The Lost Boys. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Yeah. So you got the bad boy hotness with Kiefer Sutherland. You got the good boy hotness of Jason Patrick in this one. So you get, a 2-for-1. A 2-for-1 deal with Lost Boys. Hey Blair, I I love Clint Howard. I've met Clint Howard. He's a very sweet man, but I cannot put him on a hottest men in horror list. Sorry, I just can't. Blissful says yes to both. I'm afraid Uncle Bill Man Mars is not going to make the cut. All right, so I could go on and on all day long or all night long about the hotness of Kiefer Sutherland and Jason Patrick. I bet this one does kind of get, and I'm not really trying to sound dirty about this, but Blissful's juice is flowing. Because, like I said, she gets the bad boy with Kiefer Sutherland. She gets the clean cut, all American good boy with Jason Patrick, who kind of dabbles in the bad in order to get a chick. Okay. So that probably makes him a little bit hotter. Mayor says, what? You're going to exclude Grandpa from the Lost Boys? Well, maybe give me about 20 more years and I might be able to include Grandpa in there, Mayor. Coco, you said everybody was hot in that except for Bill, or is it Ted? Um, mm, yeah, I don't know. I always get confused by that. Maybe somebody can help me out. Um, okay, I'm not even going to say anything about that. I'm just going to put it up here and let it hang out a little bit, Uncle Bill. Eric Stoltz from The Fly too. I am going to have somebody from the Fly movies, but it's not going to be Eric Stoltz this time around. X-Ray, you say Daner's favorite male cast member from Lost Boys was a greased up saxophone guy. Well, not actually. Amy, you say I'd let both of those guys bite me. Sorry, LOL. I think I probably would too. Um, X-Ray says glasses done steamed up. Ooh, Daphne Zuniga. Yeah. I could see Daphne Zuniga because I always think that Daphne Zuniga has been very attractive, and that's from a female standpoint. I don't swing that way, but if I did, Daphne Zuniga would definitely be one hot chick for me. Okay. So, anyway, I think everybody knows this is another vampire film. I think everybody knows the plot of The Lost Boys. So, I'm not really going to go into that, but a lot of hotness in this. There is no doubt. So, you gals, maybe some of you guys that are interested, take a gander at it. Great vampire movie, plus a lot of male hotness in this one, and also some female hotness. If you count Star in this, so there you go. played by, I believe, Jamie. Is it Jamie Gertz that plays Star? I believe it is. X-Ray says Lost Boys is a classic. Anyone who outright hates it is an asshole. My mom even liked the Lost Boys when it came out. Coco confirmed it. Jamie Gertz. Blissful, you say X-Ray, be nice. He designed his outfit for his 20 seconds on Lost Boys. Is that even a debate, Uncle Bill? Daphne Zuniga or Ann Ramsey? Good good addition, Amy. You say, I'm sorry, but Bram Stoker's Dracula. I forget his name, but the man who played Dracula. Nice. All right. So this might be another one that I'm just about to bring up that a lot of people may not consider. But I've always thought that this guy was hot. Even when he's playing bad, there's some level of hotness to him. Mayor says, at Amy, that was Gary Oldman. No, I can't say X-ray that Maud Fratelli gave me major vapors. Okay, so who I want to talk about is Kurt Russell, who was, of course, in John Carpenter's The Thing. He's been in Death Proof. He's been in a ton of other stuff. But man, look at that. I'm hoping that y'all can see that middle picture there. He plays McCready in The Thing. Okay. Yeah, rugged, a little bit rough around the edges. This might be more along the lines of what Blissful is looking for in hot guys. And he's tough when he needs to be tough and a little more sensitive when he needs to be. He's mostly tough in this one. He's a bad guy in Death Proof. But that don't mean he's any less hot, in my opinion, in that movie. But Coco, are you talking about when you said you had a thing for Ike Fart in the 90s? Because you said, I don't know what happened. I swear my phone went bonkers. Did it go bonkers with autocorrect or something? I'm just going to put that up there later. Thank you, Texas. Kurt Russell is the man. He definitely is the man. Uncle Bill, I didn't know you were wearing skirts now. Uncle Bill says he blew my skirt up playing Santa in the Christmas Chronicles. All right, so there may be some of you out there that are not familiar with the remake of The Thing that John Carpenter did in 1982. So let me give you a little bit of a plot synopsis for The Thing. Director John Carpenter teams Kurt Russell's outstanding performance with incredible visual effects to create a chilling version of the classic The Thing. Set in the winter of 1982 at a research station in Antarctica, a 12-man research team finds an alien being that has fallen from the sky and has remained buried in the snow for over 100,000 years. Soon it is unfrozen and unleashed, creating havoc and terror as it changes forms and becomes one of them. There's Kurt Russell. All right. So here might be another controversial one for you guys and gals in here. Because in this movie, this horror movie that I'm going to talk briefly about, the guy that I'm going to talk about doesn't look as good as he has in other movies. A little bit too skinny for my taste in this movie, um, but he had the nerdy, sensitive, scientific type down pat. Now, my mom does not like his look in here in this movie, and so overall, she just doesn't care to look at this guy. So, of course, I'm talking about Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. And not only was Jeff Goldblum in The Fly, but he was also in the remake in the 70s of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which I think was actually a better look for him. Um, and I think that sensitive, slightly nervous thing that um, Jeff Goldblum has going on in most every movie he's been in, that really works for that guy because I love it every time I see it. So prior to him actually starting to change and become this creature, which in essence, he turns into a giant fly. All prior to all of that stuff, and prior to him like puking up, vomiting on his donut, and that's not a sexual reference. He literally vomits on a glazed donut in this movie. So, and then kind of slurps it back up, but you don't actually see the slurping back up. You hear it. Um, and so I love, 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 love Jeff Goldblum. I mean, he was, to me, he was ultra hot and like Earth Girls Are Easy, 9 months, stuff like that. Um, but he's also, I mean, just genuinely, I don't know if anybody has ever met Jeff Goldblum. I would love to meet Jeff Goldblum. I'm just wondering if he's as nice and sweet as he is in the movies in person. Because sometimes you don't get that. I don't think that Jeff Goldblum's a dick or anything, but I just wonder if anybody has ever met him and talked to him. You said can't get the image of Uncle Bill in Marilyn Monroe's white dress getting blown up. Amy says, "Oh my gosh, Jeff! Wow." Coco, you say he looks better now? Crazy. Exactly, Uncle Bill. The bloom. I like the little fly there, Mayor. What are you stealing, Uncle Will? Vomiting on the donut. I mean, seriously, though, he does. He does in this movie. Coco, you say he seems like his mind runs a lot. Okay. So, again, I think everybody pretty much knows the backstory of the fly. So, let's move on in our list, or my list. And you knew I was going to do it, didn't you, guys and gals? You knew I was going to do it. You knew I was going to go there. And that is Johnny Depp in A Nightmare on Elm Street and assorted other films. Gotta admit, whatever you may think of Johnny Depp these days, he is hot in A Nightmare on Elm Street. There's, you can't even talk me out of this one. And he pretty much is clean cut, all American, nice boy. Okay. He doesn't even have sex with his girlfriend, played by Heather Langenkamp in this movie, because he's so good, right? Although those of us that think Johnny Depp is hot would probably have liked to have seen that. So, but you do have plenty of shots of Johnny Depp throughout the movie, and not really, showing a lot of skin, but it's just just kind of laid back and just when he's just chilling, he's just hot in this movie. Oh, well, Bug-Eyed Betty, I don't know if Garrett will be in here or not. Ah, Mary said, I figured you would pick Goldblum from Jurassic Park. Blissel says, okay, now we're talking. Uh, yes, Amy, Johnny is from Owensboro. Coco, the other guy, yeah, he was pretty hot too. And maybe if I have a second one of these, which I fully intend to at some point in time, then maybe I can include him on there. Amy says he is yummy. Yes, this is long before Amber shit Johnny's bed. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Latin or Italian. Okay. Again, I think everybody knows the story of A Nightmare on Elm Street, all about Freddy Krueger, all that stuff. Okay. So, moving along, this one might be a little controversial with some people. But again, I have always liked this guy. I liked him in Clueless. That might be a key to who this person is. I liked him in this movie that I'm going to talk about real quick. And I also like him as Ant-Man. So there's some clues, guys. And of course, I'm going to talk about Paul Rudd, right? From Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. In my opinion, I don't care much for Halloween 6, so Paul Rudd, for me, was the best thing about that. And so Paul Rudd, for me, is again that like clean cut, nice guy kind of hotness that turns me on just because they're so freaking nice and they're easy on the eyes. So you got double the fun with those people. Okay. So if you don't know about Halloween 6, for pulse pounding suspense and relentless thrills, nothing can match Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, one of the most frightening chapters in the chilling Halloween series. I beg to differ about that. In a single horrifying night, Michael Myers' masked reign of terror changed Halloween forever. Now, 6 years after he was presumed dead in a fire, Myers has returned to kill again, and this time there's no escape. As the homicidal fury builds to a spine-tingling climax, the long-hidden secrets of the screen's most maniacal murder are revealed, with shocking results. Starring a thrilling cast, including legendary Donald Pleasance and Paul Rudd. Williams, you say, how old was Johnny in Nightmare, though? He basically was a child. Well, he was young, but I don't think he was quite that young. Amy, you say he is a very nice guy. I think Bug-Eyed Betty likes Paul Rudd. Amy says Paul is cute. Mayor says Paul Rudd, as if. Oh, thank you, Texas, for that information. I couldn't remember exactly how Johnny Depp. So Johnny Depp was legal. We'll just say that. Coco, you say Clueless is one of my fave movies. I know, not horror. Clueless is one of my favorite movies as well, Coco. All right. So, some of these I know I'm going through a little bit faster than others. But again, this was not one that I intended to be like a 3 or 4 hour long stream. So, moving on, and you guys knew it was coming, right? You knew it was coming. Freaking Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2, and ta-da, Army of Darkness, right? Even though Army of Darkness has a lot of humor in it, I still consider it a horror movie. Okay? Plus, Bruce Campbell's been in a ton of other stuff. Okay, I know Bruce is older now, and I think he stopped dyeing his hair for the most part and stuff, but I dare anybody in this chat in here tonight to tell me that Bruce Campbell was not hot back in the day. Okay? He was. I mean, look, I mean, jeez. Yeah. Dark hair, striking good looks. I mean, he had it all at this point in time. And I'm not saying he's ugly now or anything. I'm just saying back in the day, Bruce Campbell was hot. He was hot like an iron. He was hot like a fried egg on the sidewalk cooking in the 100-degree heat, right? That's how hot Bruce Campbell was. And I know I'm the Evil Dead chick. I've said over and over again how much I love um, the Evil Dead movies. But to me, there's no denying the hotness from Bruce Campbell in these movies. Williams would say, LOL, Johnny Babyface Depp. Exactly, Bug Eyed Betty, groovy. Oh my. That's just all I'm going to say about that. Coco, you say, still gets my old juices going. Exactly, Coco. Williams, you say, Bruce is the man. Women wanted him. Men wanted to be him. Exactly. Uncle Bill, Bug Eyed Betty's wanting to know where the blue pills are and the natty light. I, Wes, I would not know. I really would not know the answer to that question. All right. And I told you guys that Tom McBride was going to be on here, and he is. And yes, Tom McBride, bless his heart, he's no longer with us. He was openly gay for a lot of years, but I still think he is hot. And he was a nice looking man on that Life and Death on the A List. That's one of the great, tragedies that even though he, at some points in times in that documentary, he still, had his looks and didn't look all gaunt and stuff. But then when it switched to that, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it is real depressing. The sicker he got, it was just terrible to watch him go downhill like that. But back when he was in Friday the 13th Part 2 as Mark, the wheelchair bound future counselor that never got to be a counselor in Friday the 13th Part 2, I thought he was like, he wanted to have sex with Laura Marie Taylor's character in the movie. That there's no doubt about that. But guys get horny, right? women get horny. It just happens. So, and you're not going to have a Friday the 13th without some horny young people in it. That's just the way it goes. Okay. But other than that, I thought Tom McBride's character of Mark um, was pretty much wholesome, all American, athletic, and a nice guy to top it off. So, all good qualities in my eyes. And Tom McBride's got to be up there. He's got to be on this list for me. Yeah, Coco, he did sadly die of AIDS. Tom McBride did. Um, so the next one, I didn't pull out Friday the 13th Part 6 because Dirk and I kind of talked about that in depth last night. But there is another movie I have here that I didn't talk about last night that this person is on. And again, some of you guys, especially Wesley, will probably laugh at me for picking this person, but I got to have him on the list. Tom Matthews from Return of the Living Dead, and also Return of the Living Dead Part 2 and Halloween, or not Halloween. I'm still thinking about Halloween 6. Friday the 13th Part 6. You say you think that's why Jason killed him? He made Jason hot in the morning. Possibly. Okay. So Tom Matthews, I mean, especially in this one, he's kind of goofy, kind of silly acting and stuff like that. Um, but at the same time, he seems totally like a guy I could fall for. And he's got some muscles in this one, and he's not bad to look at either, in my opinion. So definitely gotta have Tom Matthews on here from Return of the Living Dead. Okay. And in case again, there are those of you that don't know the plot of Return of the Living Dead, I'm gonna give it to you, okay? So just when you thought it was safe to go back to the cemetery, those brain-eating zombies are back and hungry for more tasty mortals. A fiendish mix of outrageous humor and heart-stopping terror, this veritable smorgasbord of fun delivers skin-crawling jolts, eye-popping visuals, and relentless surprises. When an accident in a medical supply warehouse reanimates an army of corpses, they arise from their graves with ravenous hunger for human brains. Um, yes, Bug-Eyed Betty. Oh my God, Tom Matthews. Yes, Williams, that is right. He does play Freddy in Return of the Living Dead. Coco says, best movie ever. And not only do you have Tom Matthews in this, but you have the lovely Tar Man who comes out of the barrel going, brains. I love Tar Man. But this, you've got Linnea Quigley getting naked and dancing on a grave in the cemetery. For you guys that lust after Linnea Quigley or lusted after at that point in time. Yeah. So this is a movie that's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Cool music, cool zombies, and you got Tom Matthews in it. So Tom Matthews, Return of the Living Dead, and Friday the 13th Part 6. Thank you, Texas. You say 14 watching and only 8 likes. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you. All right. So I missed one, so I'm going to back it up a little bit. This is the one I don't actually have a visual for, and I don't know why I don't have this movie. The movie is Constantine. I know my brother has told me over and over again that is a cool movie for me to watch, so I definitely need to get it at some point. But the guy I want to talk about is Keanu Reeves. Um, I had to have good old Keanu on here at some point in time because, man, he's still hot. In the John Wick movies, he's still hot, okay? So uh, he was definitely, um, debonair and all that stuff in Constantine. At the same time, kicking some ass as well. So you got both of those qualities in Constantine. But if you want to see Keanu Reeves and other things, definitely there's a ton of stuff out there. And most notably, recently, the John Wick movies. John Wick 4 recently came out, and Steve and I did go to see that at the movies. I think we may have seen all the John Wick movies at the theater. Um, so, yeah, I can definitely recommend those. Uh, let's see. Coco, you say, the movie is funny, but at 9, it scared the shit out of me. I had to sleep with my grandma. No, I mean, I could totally get that at 9 years old, that could scare somebody. Mary said, I've actually been waiting to watch my 4K of Return of the Living Dead in July. Yeah, that sounds cool. And we'll fast be approaching July 4th, so you won't have to wait very much longer. Chris says, damn. Thank you, Tex. I forgot. Too engrossed here. LOL. Yes, Williams. Linnea Quigley did help usher a lot of boys into adulthood. God bless that woman. Coco, you say, don't John Wick movies wear you out, Dana? They, if you mean like exhausting because of so much that goes on in those movies, then yeah, they do at times. You know, mainly mentally, they wear me out. Okay, so I'm gonna have another openly gay actor in here, but hey, we can think us ladies can think gay guys are sexy too. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, I have a friend that's gay that he has his own channel. Um, Just Justin, Mr. Justin Ryan, and he's been my friend for a lot of years, and I love him to death. And I have told him, I said, you're a nice looking man. You're breaking a lot of girls' hearts, and he always finds that humorous. So we definitely, there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, yeah, this guy's gay, but that doesn't mean I can't like his looks. Okay. There's nothing that says that you can't do that. Coco, you say, yeah, mentally I like them, but damn, yeah, they are. I will completely agree with that. They are totally exhausting that department. So the actor I'm talking about, and actually this has two actors, one who's openly gay, one who's not. Okay, but I think they're both hot, and that is Mark Patton and Robert Ressler in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. So you have more like the clean cut Jesse character played by Mark Patton. So you get that. Then you have the kind of bad boy, super athletic guy played by Robert Ressler. Okay, so again, in this movie, you've got them both. It's kind of like Nightmare on the original Nightmare on Elm Street. You get the bad boy Rod Lane, and you get Johnny Depp's character of Glenn. So you got a good guy or a good boy good clean cut boy, and then you got the bad boy dressed in leather and all that stuff. So you get kind of the same thing here with Mark Patton and Robert Ressler. Williams, you say nothing wrong with looking. Exactly. Coco, you said that was about John Wick. Gotcha. All right. So I don't think I need to go over, the plots to the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I did want to bring up both Mark Patton and Robert Ressler. Yes, exactly, Coco. Good. I almost forgot about Vamp, but you thought Robert was hot in Vamp. Yeah, he definitely was. I did love that dance, Mayor. Mayor says Dale loved Mark's dance while he was cleaning up his bedroom. All right, so here might be another one. We're getting down to the final few here, guys. Like it's the final four now, pretty much. Um, this one might not be one that a lot of gals would put on their list of hot guys, but this guy is good looking. I think, and he's still a nice looking guy now. And that is Robert Brian Wilson from Silent Night, Deadly Night, who played the guy that dresses up like a Santa and goes on a killing spree on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well. So, yeah, when Robert Brian Wilson smiles before things go awry, I mean, you could just melt. Okay. Um, for those of you that have never seen any Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, give you a quick and dirty rundown on this. Community leaders tried to stop the release. The PTA fought to ban it. Now, one of the most controversial slasher films of all time is back in a new high definition release. This new edition of the horror holiday favorite has been restored from the original vaulted film negative. Silent Night, Deadly Night is the heartwarming story of little Billy Chapman, not really, who was traumatized by his parents' Christmas Eve murder, then brutalized by sadistic orphanage nuns. But when grown up Billy is to dress as Jolly St. Nick, he goes on a Yuletide rampage to punish the naughty. Santa Claus is coming to town, and this time he's got an axe. Robert Brian Wilson and Scream Queen Linnea Quigley, yes, Linnea Quigley does show up in this, star in this jaw-dropping horror classic that a nation of angry mothers still cannot stop. Okay. Williams, you say Nightmare Part 2 is legit amazing and has the scariest version of Freddy. Williams, I've heard that a lot. And it is pretty frightening, that version. Well, that was from Part 2, but yes, it's garbage day. I can't say it like Eric Freeman, but I try. Okay. Mayor, you say, I can see it now. When Billy enters the room, Dana says, punish. Yep, I sure do, Mayor. Sure do. Okay. So, moving right along to these last three here. This one might not be somebody that you gals would put on a list of hot guys in horror films. However, let me preface this one again by saying that this, on up until a certain point, this guy is the all-American, clean-cut, nice guy through and through, with a few odd occurrences happening. And that is Anthony Perkins in the original Psycho. Can't change my mind. I mean, he's a sweetie on up until he starts dressing up like his mama and killing people, okay? Again, I don't think that I need to go into deep plot details about Psycho, but I did want to make sure that I had Anthony Perkins on the list because he's totally a good looking guy. I mean, he got older, It happens, like all of us. But back when Psycho was made, man, yeah, nice looking dude. Nice looking dude. Um, Coco, you say, I don't remember any of the Silent Nights. I know we rented them in the late 80s. You probably should revisit them, or at least revisit the first couple of them, Coco. All right, so the next one is a guy that was not only in Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, but not really. Um, he was also in Hell Night, and that is Mr. Peter Barton. Peter Barton is another, like, for me, all American, clean cut, sweetheart of a guy. Um, and he's easy on the eyes, okay? So I definitely had to have Peter Barton on this list. Williams, you say Anthony Perkins is the man your grandma tries to hook you up with exactly. Of course, in that case, it might backfire if it was Norman Bates. Mayor, you say I actually just watched the 4K, my 4K of Psycho the other day. What do you think, like as far as the transfer and everything, Mayor? I thought it was amazing. So, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Hell Night, so let me give you again a quick and dirty plot synopsis for Hell Night. So, as an initiation rite into Alpha Sigma Rho fraternity, 4 pledges must spend a night in Garth Manor, 12 years to the day after the previous resident murdered his entire family. 2 of the pledges, Marty and Jeff, ignore the rumors that the now deserted mansion is haunted by crazed killer until one by one members of their group mysteriously disappear. Could this be part of a fraternity prank, or is a demented former tenant seeking revenge? When this seemingly innocent night turns deadly, these college students will do anything to survive Hell Night. Directed by genre filmmaker Tom D. Simone, Reform School Girls at Angel 3, the final chapter. This horror classic has a talented young cast including Linda Blair, Vincent Van Patten, Peter Barton, and Kevin Brophy of The Seduction. Oh, and I believe that Kevin Brophy was the other guy, in addition to Peter Barton, that a guy, when this guy died, he loved both of these actors. And he left them a ton of money or his estate or something to that effect. Chris, you say, Hell Night, I need to get. Great slasher. Definitely great slasher. I agree, Chris. Amy, you say, I didn't think it was that scary, but good. Mary, you say, it looked great and it was cool to finally see the deleted scenes put back in. Could you tell, let me ask you this, Mary, could you tell where the deleted scenes were? Because, I mean, there actually wasn't that much that was cut out of there, I don't think. Chris, you say, yeah, it's a camp fun 80s slasher. Okay. So, the final one on the list, guys and gals, and you knew it was coming, didn't you? You knew I was going to include this guy because I've talked about this guy on more than one occasion, and I always say that I think that he's hot, okay? And that is Matthew McConaughey. Matthew freaking McConaughey. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Love it or hate it. I don't mind having a damn Blu-ray of this. Is there a Blu-ray of this? This is my DVD copy of it. So even though Matthew McConaughey plays a crazy son of a bitch in this movie, he still looks good. He still looks good while he's doing all this crazy shit. So in case you're not familiar with the story of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, which also has a young Renee Zellweger in this, When a helpful family invites two lost couples in for a good old down home massacre, the prom night teens find themselves all dressed up with nowhere to go. Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey star in this hilarious, bone chilling remake of the horror classic. I don't really know if I would call this a remake, but they do on the back of this DVD, so whatever. This was also written and directed by Kim Hinkle, who worked with Toby Hooper on the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, so guys, gals, I've officially reached the end of this first edition of 20 Hottest Men in Horror, my picks. Um, I would have loved if some of you ladies and maybe some of you guys had come on here live, but that's okay. Um, Not everybody wants to come on live. So let me read through the rest of these chat messages here. William says Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Jack Nicholson was a nice looking man as well. The mayor, you say, yeah, on the special features, they show you the difference between the two cuts of Psycho. Maybe I haven't watched that special feature yet. Maybe I need to go back. Exactly, Mayor. All right, all right, all right. Evidently, Betty likes Matthew and Renee. Texas, you say, I believe there's one from Ship Factory. Maybe if it gets cheap enough, I'll get it. Amy says, Jack is the man all the way around. I have no idea where UB is, Blissful. He just kind of disappears after a while. Is he adjusting the skirt? Possibly. Well, thank you, Blissful. You say, Dana, this was an awesome idea and a great live. Well, there will be more to come. I'm not sure when, but there will definitely be more of these because I really enjoyed it too. It looks like Uncle Bill's back. Mayor says, I think he had to clean himself up. He got too hot and bothered. Uncle Bill says, sorry, I had to go tame the dragon, if you know what I mean. Oh, my. Uncle Bill, you better be getting those natty lights and blue pills for Betty now. She's been screaming about those things all night. So, guys, before I get off of here, and gals, before I get off here for the night, is there anything anybody wants to bring up, like suggestions for future streams, or you thought this stream sucked and I never need to do one of these again, in which case I probably won't listen, but no, I'm just kidding. And before I forget, I also want to remind everybody that, and since Uncle Bill's in here, maybe he'll be able to hear this as well if he hasn't seen my promotion for it. Tomorrow night will be my first ever Dead Pit Memories stream. And I want anybody and everybody to come on and talk about their memories of Dead Pit. I even want Uncle Bill and CK to come on here. Okay. I want everybody. I want this place to be full. I mean, hey, we can only get 10 people. That's 9, including me, I believe, on the stream live. Well, we can have a ton of people in the chat. So come one, come all. We'll just we might pull an all-nighter. So I want, for the last, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Uncle Bill, on the number of years, but I said about 17 years for the last 17 years. So I want everybody to talk about, if you've met CK and Uncle Bill, if you know, you can come in here and talk about how you discovered them, how long you've been listening to their shows. You know, I want us to pull out all the stops with this. This will be a celebration of Dead Pit up until this point. Okay. Um, so did want to let you know that that is upcoming tomorrow evening, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Then I've got I'm going to take Friday off, and then I will have the watch alongs um, on, I almost said Friday, on Saturday and Sunday. We will be having Just Before Dawn on Saturday and Caddyshack on Sunday. So I guess I was right on the 17 years, because Uncle Bill says 17 years of pure creamy goodness. So I'm glad I was able to give you some relief, Betty. Amy, you say bloodiest movies, blood, guts, and gore. I'll try to come up with something that I think Dead Pit did like a goriest movie stream. So I'll try to come up with something that's got a little bit of a different slant on it. Coco, you say, I think Bug Eyed Betty's sister lives across the road from me. Fun show. Thank you, Coco. Thank you, Amy. You said this was fun. Thank you, Dana. Well, thank you, Texas. You say, thanks for this stream, Dana. It was fun. Thank you, Chris. Chris says, great stream as always. Okay. So I'll probably stay on here maybe another couple of minutes before I get off here, in case anybody wants to bring up anything, suggest anything, criticize anything, um, any of that. And, you know, I will be glad to answer any questions that I possibly can to the best of my ability. But hope I didn't miss anybody's chat messages here. So I'm glad to know too, though, that both the guys and the gals seem to enjoy this one. I was thinking it was going to be a little one sided tonight. I was thinking maybe a couple of ladies would show up and that would be it. But you guys surprised me once again, and I really appreciate everybody dropping in here to spend some time with me. I was on here nearly 2 hours, not quite. Yeah, and here's a little fun side note, Texas. Amy is in my family. So and I haven't talked to Amy in a long time till um she started talking to me on Facebook, and then she started showing up in here periodically. So it's good talking with Amy again. And Williams, yes. I don't know if Williams has been like a, I don't want to say a lurker, but just a watcher from afar, maybe. And Nick come in the chat, or, watch these on the replay or what. But yes, welcome. Welcome. And I hope you come back too. All right, guys and gals. I think that's it for me tonight. So, as I always say, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now. See you next time.